All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're looking at the fascinating life of a man whose brilliant mind and powerful poetry literally provided the intellectual foundation for an entire nation. Welcome to the vision and legacy of Allama Muhammad Iqbal.
So, can a poet's words actually build a nation? Usually, when we think of nation building, our minds go straight to politicians, maybe generals or revolutionaries. But today, we're focusing on Allama Muhammad Iqbal, known as the poet of the East. His profound ideas and verses played a massive, undeniable role in awakening millions across the Indian subcontinent.
Section 1. A Mind Shaped Globally. From Sialkot to Europe. Born in 1877 in Sialkot, Iqbal's extraordinary intelligence quickly took him from local studies in Arabic and Persian onto a massive global stage. He started out at Government College Lahore, studying philosophy and law. But then, he made this huge leap in 1905 to Cambridge University and Lincoln's Inn over in England. And right on the heels of that, he earned his doctorate in philosophy from the University of Munich in 1908. So he was actively absorbing top-tier global education at the highest possible levels. Now, this massive global journey created a really fascinating tension for him. See, while he deeply admired Western scientific progress and their strict societal discipline, he also saw their heavy materialism and lack of spirituality as a fatal flaw. And that realization, right there, that would profoundly shape his entire philosophy. Section 2. The Crisis of the Subcontinent. A Population in Need of Awakening. Armed with this new global perspective, he returned home, only to find Muslims under British colonial rule politically weak and economically lagging way behind. He realized his people were suffering from a deep, deep crisis of confidence. They'd completely forgotten their own glorious intellectual and spiritual heritage. He knew political reform alone just wasn't going to cut it. The true solution required a massive mental and spiritual awakening from the inside out.
Section 3. The Philosophy of Khudi. Discovering Selfhood.
To trigger this exact awakening, Iqbal introduced the concept of Khudi. This is essentially the belief that every single individual has immense, completely untapped inner power just waiting to be recognized. We're talking about selfhood, self-respect. It's the absolute rejection of victimhood and the sudden realization of the incredible strength lying totally dormant within us. And he didn't just offer up some abstract, hard-to-grasp philosophy, right? He laid out a clear, actionable roadmap to success through mental and moral strength. Cultivating Khudi actually requires 5 distinct steps: discipline, faith, courage, action, and self-belief. He firmly believed that if you master these, you could literally alter the world around you. Just listen to this quote. Elevate yourself so high through self-development that destiny itself asks what you desire. Let that sink in for a second. This famous poetic idea inspired millions simply by rejecting hopelessness. It proved that we are the active masters of our own fate, not just passive victims of circumstance. Section 4. Poetry as a Weapon. Awakening the Masses. But here's the question. How do you deliver such heavy philosophical concepts to everyday people? Well, Iqbal didn't just write dry academic essays. He used deeply emotional, incredibly powerful poetry in Persian and Urdu to spread his message like wildfire. His legendary works like Bang-e-Dar and Asr-e-Hodi relentlessly pushed themes of self-respect, youth empowerment, freedom, and a really sharp criticism of injustice. He even wrote for children. His incredibly famous prayer, Labbe ati Dua, is actually still recited in morning school assemblies all across South Asia today. It perfectly reflects his desire to build a morally strong generation, instilling things like kindness, honesty, and a real commitment to serving humanity right from day one. Section 5. Vision for a Nation. From Words to Action. So all of this intellectual groundwork eventually led to massive real-world shifts. In 1930, during his very famous Allahabad address, Iqbal took a monumental step. He officially presented the idea of a separate homeland for Muslims in northwestern India. The goal was to protect their political identity, their culture, and their religious values. Because of this bold move, he rightfully earned the title Mufakkir-e-Pakistan, which translates to the Thinker of Pakistan. His vision laid the definitive intellectual foundation for the Pakistan movement, which was of course later led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And even though Iqbal passed away before the country was officially created, his ideas permanently cemented his legacy as a brilliant nation builder. Section 6. The Youth and the Eagle. A Call to the Next Generation. Iqbal absolutely knew that long-lasting change required the endless, vibrant energy of the youth. He saw them as the ultimate protectors of the future, so he frequently used the metaphor of the Shaheen, or the eagle. Think about it. The eagle flies higher than other birds, it has remarkably sharp vision, and it thrives in absolute freedom. That perfectly represented the dynamic thinking and high-flying ambition he desperately wanted young people to adopt. He issued a very direct call to action for the youth. He urged students to rise above their fears, to think completely independently, and to chase greatness. And most importantly, he really wanted them to reject the blind imitation of the West and instead fuse modern scientific education with a deep, unshakable moral discipline. Section 7. Why Iqbal Still Matters Today. Timeless Relevance. After he passed away in 1938, his tomb in Lahore became this massive global monument. But honestly, his true, lasting monument is how perfectly his words still solve modern problems. Whether you're personally facing a struggle like a loss of identity, a lack of confidence, or just witnessing social and moral decline in the world, his teachings provide a direct blueprint. You find your Khudi, you adopt the fierce ambition of the Shaheen, and you pair your modern progress with grounded spiritual values. He really is not just some historical figure confined to the past. He is a timeless source of inspiration. Allama Muhammad Iqbal was a true visionary who proved that when words genuinely awaken the human spirit, they can quite literally change the map of the world. So, keeping the immense power of Khudi and the soaring courage of the Shaheen in your mind, I'm going to leave you with this to ponder. How will you awaken your inner potential?